Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this halter neck backless dress. If this is what you're interested in, keep watching, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. So to get started, I start by folding my fabric into a triangle, folding it like we're cutting a full flare because this is a circle dress. So after folding it, I'll go ahead to the top and look for the point where I can get my shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 7.5. So I am placing my tape to get 7.5, and that's the line where I got 7.5, where I could get 7.5. So I'll just go ahead and measure from that point to the length of my dress. So depend on how long you want your dress to be. We can make it as long as you want. You can make it to the floor length, you can make it very short, you can make it midi, depending on what you want, depending on your preference. So I marked the length of my dress, and the length of my dress is 34, and I added 1 inch for folding at the down and 1 inch for folding for the top. So you can mark the 1 inch for the top at the top, but I just added all together for me at the bottom. So depend on what you want, it's the same thing. So I'll just go ahead and connect the lines like so, and then I'll go ahead and cut it off. I'll go ahead and cut it off. So we're done cutting the front. We'll go ahead and place our fabric, fold it up and place our fabric to cut the back. For the back, we're going to still fold it the same way we folded the front. We're folding it into a triangle. So I just folded my fabric into a triangle. I'm trying to adjust it to make sure that everything is laying all flat. So I'll bring back my front piece and I'll place it on it. The folded edge should match the folded edge of the front. So we're going to place them together like this. Then it depends on how long you want your back to be. It depends on how deep or how deep you want that back to be. So for me, I don't want it very deep. I made it 11 inches and I added 1 inch to it to be 12 inches. So I just notched the point 12 inches. I marked it there. And I used my scissors to notch it. And I'll go over to the other side and also mark it 12 inches. So I added 1 inch to fold that point, that top part at the back. So I'll just go ahead and cut the remaining part, cut the down part, that's the lower part of the dress. I'll just cut it off and then we'll cut the upper part for the back. So I'm done cutting the lower parts. So for the upper part, I'll fold my front out so that I can mark those points that I notched. I'll mark it out like this and then go ahead and cut it out. So that's basically it. We're done cutting for the front and the back. So this is the front and that's the back. So we're going to open it up and we're going to place it right side facing each other. Going to open it up and place it right side facing each other. So after placing it like this, I will start my sewing from the lower part towards the upper part. Now I'm going to sew 1 inch all the way from the lower part to the upper part, and then I'll leave a space of 1.5 inch because we're going to fold the upper part. So I'll do the same thing to this other side, and then I'll bring it back to show you what it looks like. 1 inch, and then I'll leave 1.5 inch at the top. So this is it. I've joined it. I've joined the sides. And I left that 1 inch part because we're going to turn the upper part there. So for this front side, we'll go ahead and fold it up twice, half inch. Or using that same 1 inch that we used to sew, we're just going to fold it up like this and stitch it down. And then for the top, if you want to add a rope to it, this is when you're going to stitch up this place and make a casing for it, so you can use a rope on it, but we're going to use band for our own, so we're not using rope. Then for the back, we're going to make a casing as well because we're going to pass our elastic. So I'll go ahead and do all that. So this is it. I have done it. We've stitched it up, stitched everywhere up. The down, I've also gone ahead to fold it down. I've also gone ahead to hem the down part. So for the top, the neckline for the front, I did a gather stitch, and I gathered it to 6 inches. For a small size, 6 inches is okay. For a bigger size, you can make 7 inches, but 6 inches is okay for a small size. And I've also gone ahead to make my casing for the back, where I'm going to pass my elastic. So for this front part, I made a very long strip. The strip is about 100 inches, so I made a very long strip. I had to join my fabrics because they were not enough. I had to cut some fabrics to join together. So I'm going to notch the midpoint of this strip. The wideness of the strip is 5 inches, while the length is about 100 inches. I'm going to go ahead and notch the midpoint of this strip. I'll notch the midpoint. So I'm just trying to make it equal. I've notched the midpoint. Then I'll go ahead and notch the midpoint for my neckline, and then I'll match both notches together. I'll just go ahead and notch the midpoint for this, and then I'll go ahead and match both notches together, and then I'll sew on 1/2 inch. I'll sew from the wrong side. I'll place this on the wrong side. I'm just trying to get the notch point. So I'm going to match the notches and then I'll sew. But I'm going to sew this from the wrong side, not from the right side, please. I'm going to sew it from the wrong side towards the right side. So I placed it from the wrong side to the right side, and I'll sew it and bring it and show you what it looks like. So here it is. I have sewn it. I have sewn it from the wrong side, so I'm just going to fold it up and close up that edge. But before then, we're going to close up this strip. So to close it up, I'm going to come to the end point and then match it this way and sew 1/2 inch all the way close to our neckline. All the way close to our neckline. So we're going to leave that neckline opening there. Just sew all the way, 1/2 inch all the way, and close it up at the top there. And then we'll repeat the same thing at the other side, and then we'll fold it back here to cover up the rough edges. And that's basically it. Then I'll go ahead and fix my elastic for the back. And for my elastic, I initially cut out 12 inches, but I later used 9 inches. So I used 9 inches. I'll just go ahead and pass it into this casing I made already. I'll just pass it into it and then give it a good press and iron it properly and wear it so that we'll see what it looks like. So this is it when I was done with the ironing and everything, and it's sitting pretty. And this is the back of the dress, and it's looking all sexy. If you want yours to come lower, you know that you bring it lower, but I wanted mine like this.
So if this tutorial was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.